Oh, dear.
So Brion is just remarkably bad. Without they lost a lot of their early game shot calling. Yeah, so basically, Brion has fallen off from last year because it was kind of hilarious last year because they had Umti's early game shot calling. To see them at least be able to do stuff and like get leads, but they would always throw them, right? But Morgan is not good. Effort is absolutely terrible. And Gideon, while not individually bad, they just don't have the early game planning that led to, you know, a lot of good stuff for them. We are going to see Poppy taken out over here, and Oriana, Lee Sin. So Senna priority has been rising, just generally speaking, Aphelios and Nautilus. All right, Senna, Seraphine. This is interesting because you're going to have to punish the Senna Seraphine in the bot side so she doesn't get 3 items and out of control. Corki here. All right.
But the damage is just too much. Kind of.
Corki is absolutely crazy right now with the Malignant's Eclipse build. So they're just going to ban out all the junglers in the universe for Gideon. So they're also going to ban out Maokai and Rel, so Canyon's going to have to do something, maybe play Sejuani. Going to save R5. All right. Okay, Graves. I like this. This provides some pressure. So what the Graves is going to do, see what Canyon plays. Brand. Okay, so we finally get the Canyon Brand game. This is exactly what we were waiting for from Canyon. AP carry jungler. This had Canyon's name all over it. It was actually banned from him in their first game versus T1, but then he just defaulted to playing tanks. So this should be really interesting because both of these are very aggressive early game junglers. We've seen a lot of invades with Brand in particular. Like you can watch the BLG versus Top game on my Bangers Only channel, and you'll see that Jun plays this very well around an aggressive bot lane. But what I like about the Graves here is you have an ability to cover and like counter jungle. So you can pressure quite significantly, which helps relieve pressure from the bot side, which you're going to need because these two are going to farm up. Very strong, but they need to farm up. So, I mean, I like the draft from Brion. The problem is that they're just a bad team.
I'm not sure he's going to be as fast, but he's definitely not like one of these slower clear junglers. Yeah. So I don't think he's going to be able to farm for a huge advantage.
Well, stages of the game.
Yeah.
Candy? It says Genji win. Sungri is win. Huh. I miss you, ruler. Wow, he's dissing Pays as a fan.
He's neutrally in the early to mid stages of the game.
Yeah. I think
Candy. Kind of cool.
In terms of, I think the issue is nameplates aren't off.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a hard one because GenG likely going to set the pace.
We'll see what's going to... It did sound a little like a whimper.
I mean, we have to expect more of the Brand coming through in general.
It would have been louder.
Even after the latest patch that just dropped, like the live patch 14.2, he's still very high percentage win rate in Korean solo queue.
As you already saw in the opening little snippet that we had.
And you can see he presses advantages super well.
Quite a few LoL fans and Bro fans, and they are very loud, very passionate, continuing to be so, even with the departure of some of the big names for this roster, like Umpty and Henna.
Do I have a favorite caster in esports at the moment? Probably my favorite active LoL caster is Atlas.
He has been a mage player in the jungle for a very long time.
I liked Kadril, but he's not actually casting anymore.
Fantastic. His Karthus, something that we remember as Lens. Just gonna face check.
Yeah, I think this game just has like kind of a good draft in general. I like the theory behind this. One of you brought up the point that they kind of clump. You know, so the Corki and the Brand are probably pretty good into it. I think that's right because you're not really going to have any flankers. Maybe the Aatrox might be on a flank here trying to attack the back line. But for the most part, you're going to want to position, you know, using zone control with Smokescreen and Sand Soldiers and like Azir in ult form, trying to like body block for the Senna Seraphine, right?
Yeah, and
you know, one of the things that's concerning a bit for GenG is that they have very little engage outside of like Nautilus ult. So they, again, we've talked a lot about this with Corki comps on this stream, which is that you need to have first priority onto an objective. Like, you can't be trying to muscle in a lot of the time. I mean, maybe you can muscle in because your poke is just OP at like 3-4 items, right?
You can also tell because Lehens has gone the TP, so they're going to just farm this one out and try and match the goal generation to the center.
But in the kind of early and mid game, you need to make sure you actually have priority over the objectives. So we're going to watch jungle pathing here because that's going to be pretty important to how this plays out.
I mean, it depends how fast he can build his Frozen Heart.
With LCK saying they have monetization issues, why aren't they putting more Western ads on the English LCK broadcast? Because they are stupid and bad. That would require them actually working with agencies who could monetize the English stream, and they don't do that because they are stupid and bad. They absolutely should do that.
It's not terrible, it's not great. And Azir, it's like the attack speed slow is good, but the armor not so much, so...
Bro having no engage? I mean, you have Azir engage, you have Seraphine engage.
Checking in on the top side, Kane with a slight pushing advantage, but otherwise not too much. And the main
but in general, both of these teams would prefer to be first onto the objective.
Merkles now will be able to get rid of that, and you can see already those chickens have been taken down. So Gideon keeping pace very, very well.
Okay, both junglers full clearing at the moment, top to bottom side.
Keep your passive up at 100% uptime, so Graves definitely has the edge, like level 1. Level 2, but level 3 I think is where there's a bit more parity. But you see now, Gideon's finished his clear, it's heading down.
Yeah, and you can see the Brand making his way in as well. They know exactly what's going on as heal is going to be used. Hook lands, but Canyon can't actually make his way in here. Zenvi trying to help get a bit of damage down. Canyon doesn't find the stun onto Gideon here.
Yep, this is the stun skill shot.
Karis also still there though. Pillar of Flame coming through. And Gideon,
there goes stun.
Does have to be stunned out of the way, and he's going to deserve this bit of shellfish that he's collected for himself. Pay's going for a cheeky back timing. There's Chovy moving towards the top side brush.
And honestly, just really good moves from Gideon. That's why it's important to be able to sort of match to the clear off the Brand, but matching what could have been a painful early gank with the setup from the Nautilus. And the end result is Envy and Effort. They only be in the heal.
Does Monty know Brand hit 58% plus win rate in high ranks? Yes, I do. Yeah, in Korea Diamond Plus, I saw it was like 57% the day after patch. It's gone down now.
And look, he didn't.
But yeah, I saw that.
Did move him away from the lane, at least momentarily. As Canyon goes back, collects himself some Sork shoes. Keen having a decent time here in this top lane as well, as Morgan has been pressured a little bit. You can see that's reflected in the CS numbers, but there is a decent stack there for the Aatrox. And this is going to be, you know, somewhat wet noodles, as Morgan does find, you know, Infernal Chains. This is, yeah, it's going to be a top lane matchup, Fox.
It certainly is. We've seen Double Willed Atlas now picked up by BRO, and we have Hayes picking his up. You know, as far as Bloodsong users go, obviously the gold generation is an aspect, and it is like free. But Lucian is a much better Bloodsong user than an Aphelios. I feel like a Sheen item isn't that fantastic for him. Ultimately, he's definitely is a strategy that we have seen. Don't think it's awful. Just yeah, as far as AD carries go, there are better optimized users. It'll be interesting to see what the Hens go. I think last time
it's 55%. Here you go.
Was the Slay.
Emerald plus on Korea. We'll do Diamond plus. How about that?
Oh dear. Keen's going all out. Morgan's taking a lot of damage here. Dash comes forward, doesn't find the Q.
54%.
Morgan will be all right for the moment.
Personally, I'm a big fan of the Bloodsong Nautilus, but I don't think you really want.
Oh, that sounds aggressive.
2 Bloodsongs, maybe too many.
No, sure.
Tier World Atlas now picked up for Seraphine.
Bloodsongs, I think.
A Blood Duet.
Canyon moving towards this bottom side. NB looks for a little bit of extra damage and does find it there onto Pays and Lehens. Gideon looking to push Canyon out of here. It's working out.
I mean, this bot lane is actually going very well for Brion. Like, you want to be in a position where you can kind of just shove and scale.
It's honestly a really solid start of the game. You know, Gideon is matching Canyon consistently.
Yeah, Gideon's playing this well.
He's there in return, and it's just allowed Envy and Effort to keep pressure up in this lane. Now they're looking towards...
that includes pre-hotfix numbers, fair enough.
Which I think is important. I think if he was level 6, I'd be much more scared about going for this. You still have to respect GenG.
Well, Lehens looking for the hook. He finds it there into that backline as Karis is flashing away. Lehens trying to get out, and he will do so. Gideon locks it down. Now
they'll have to respect keep pressure up in this lane. Now they're looking towards this dragon. Canyon isn't level 6, which I think is important. I think if he was level 6, I'd be much more scared about going for this. You still have to respect GenG.
Well, Lehen's looking for the hook. He finds it there into that backline as Karis is flashing away. Lehen's trying to get out, and he will do so.
Jobs! Seeing the Brent jungle made you so happy. Yeah, especially because it's Canyon. Thank you for the bits. All right, so this exchange is really excellent for Brion. The timing is good. As Ox says, like, it's great that Canyon isn't actually 6 yet because, you know, having that brand ult bouncing around everybody could be really quite devastating. But getting this is super important because it just buys them time, right? Like, they're utilizing the pressure that they have extremely well.
Yeah, it looks a little bit tense.
And now they don't really have to worry about any kind of dragon stacking timer before the Seraphine Senna come online. So early game plan here for Brion, like, working out nicely.
Really sharp timing to get the dragon, and GenG just not able to really punish them on it.
Yep, not out of the woods just yet, BRO, but it is certainly a fantastic start. There is the ultimate for Canyon as he gets to work on the grubs. And Keen wants to try and...
Yeah, early dragon with Seraphine Senna when we're going like double support item tier is like so good.
Upset at what Graves is doing. And Canyon will finish the job here on Kev, Steve, and Bob. We'll take them down. So there we go. First round of Void Grubs claimed here for GenG. Getting back towards his top lane. So very quiet start outside of the dragon scuffle. But even then, not a lot of result. So back to you know, the drawing board a little.
Which, you know, I think both teams' compositions have a lot of scaling elements, so I'm not too surprised that the pace isn't super fast, but I also think it's just kind of testament to bro matching, you know, because I think Nautilus plus Brand against Senna, Seraphine, you know, the CC...
do you think LPL is overall weaker than last year because of the roster changes?
One of Bro's bot lane was going down if they didn't have...
I don't know. I don't think we've seen enough games yet to say that. I think on paper you would expect it to be maybe slightly weaker. Especially if NIP don't manage to be decent and LNG don't manage to be decent. But usually there'll be a team that kind of steps up to fill the void, so it'll still be pretty stacked. I don't know if it'll be as stacked as Korea's top 5. Like, we might be in a world where the top 5 teams in Korea are better on average than the top 5 teams in China. But we'll see.
So it's not like it's a response, like an answer. Gideon is just utilizing...
Will Seraphine still be an elite bot laner with a 2x support nerf? Probably less so. I mean,
it is still Canyon with
the itemization. I mean, she's still going to be extremely good if you can get to 3 items, right? But having more access to both players, having more access to gold, both the Senna and the Seraphine, is very impactful.
Unless we can get an all-out over the wall or something like that. Keen does have that one up and available. But Bro now moving back towards the river. Wanting to keep control, keep their bottom lane as safe as possible. Wanting to scale effort as far as they can. And Pace probably looking to do the same thing. Of course, he's a fantastic Felios player. As Gideon will find Canyon here. That is a lot of burst damage.
Oh, the flash.
The solo kill first blood. And Pace probably looking to do the same thing. Of course, he's a fantastic Felios player.
Canyon did not respect this.
Gideon will find Canyon here. That is a lot of...
He gets hit with the Q blowback too.
Burst damage. The flash forward.
Could have flashed it.
First blood.
All right, Canyon.
Man, he just steps up to the Jungle King and does some regicide right there. Beautiful play from Gideon. Challenging Canyon, matching him on his gank attempts. And then
Canyon plays a lot of Graves in his career. He should know that that combo is possible.
That's amazing. That was not on my bingo card. I was not expecting that one to happen. So Canyon just sort of caught out. Wasn't expecting that level of aggression from Gideon. And he's punished for it. Still has his flash, right? Like, that is, that sort of tells me he wasn't ready for what Gideon was going to be able to do there. Love the collateral damage. Flash to make sure that he could lock down the kill. We'll check it out one more time. When he checked it with the Pillar of Flame as well, so not a lot of follow-up damage here for Canyon, who thought he could get to the Blast Cone.
Yeah, was going for the Blast Cone, and the thing is, once the Graves flashes, gets the auto down, that's you done, so I think you had to preemptively flash from Canyon's perspective, but clearly just caught off guard, was hoping he could utilize the Blast Cone and...
I don't know you have to preemptively flash because the Graves auto doesn't follow.
I think
you know what I mean? Like, the Graves auto is an AoE, so you can actually flash when you see him flash. And even if he starts the auto animation, it won't hit you. Pretty sure that's true, right, guys? Pretty sure you can just flash out of it, and it's not a problem. That's
Flame as well, so not a lot of follow-up damage here for Ken.
like, you can flash that. Whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't see the flash coming because Graves flashed in the brush.
But when he checked it with the Pillar of Flame as well, so not a lot of follow-up damage here for Canyon, who thought he could get to the Blast Cone.
Yeah. Was going for the Blast Cone, and the thing is, once the Graves flashes, gets the auto down, this lethality build on the Graves, which is the
Oh yeah, I think there was a very, very small timing window where that could have been flashed, but whatever.
If you get fed on this Graves,
whatever.
It doesn't take much to be one-shot people.
Oh yeah.
And honestly, you could just fire the ult.
But he didn't see the flash coming in because Graves is in the brush, so that's a hard flash to do. Gotta say.
Monstrous amount of damage.
Yeah, so maybe we're not even worried about the poke damage from the Corki. Maybe it's collateral damage, poke damage that we're worried about from this Graves.
Could Graves build Malignance, you know?
Hey, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Effort and Envy still having a fine time here on the bottom side of the map. Pays fresh off the back, I believe, as Envy has to flash. Good hook does come through there.
The TP from Corki.
Invested by Chovy as well.
All right, well, doesn't really matter. He still has package, and he's still going to fight for the Drake.
They committed the TP immediately, but the response time from Envy really solid there, just to dodge away from that one. Certainly would have been dead, and potentially Effort might have ended up going down as well in the ensuing play. So,
do you guys talk about the new Overwatch esports? No, not yet.
The next dragon here will be one apiece, as we mentioned earlier. Bro managed to get the first one before packages were on the table.
Better than it not existing.
As teleport from Keen, Morgan going to match immediately as Keen in a dash away. Right into the fire by the looks of things, as Lahan's also doing the same move. As
why is Brion fighting? Why is Brion fighting?
To the sky, GenG, 4 kills out of nowhere.
Absolutely crushed them. Lahan's with such a confident engage there, manages to get the ult double knockup after the Q onto Effort, and Bro have to be regretting the decision to contest that dragon.
Yeah.
Why are they so fucking bad? What? Why? Why is Morgan TPing? Also, Nautilus has TP. I didn't even notice that. I didn't even notice this at the start of the game. What? What? That's funny. That's good. I mean, I like it. I like it. All right. So, yeah, when TP started Doran's shield, yeah, this makes sense. It makes a lot of sense, guys, especially if Aphelios and his lane partner is also going to be, because Aphelios also bought support item. So I think this is a smart tech. Yeah. All right, so you have, because that way the Nautilus can actually just appear other places later on, because he's going to be tankier than normal because of the way that, you know, the double support item ends up working. So it's very interesting. But anyway, the real question here is not this. The real question here is, remember, Seraphine has no flash. Remember, you got first Drake, okay? You got first Drake. It's going to take them 4 Drakes. So they get one, if they get one now, they get one at 12, 17, 22, 26. That's the earliest soul they could get. Sorry, 27. I can't math. Earliest. And obviously, probably some of these Drakes are going to sit around for a little bit of time. So it's more likely like 28, 29, 30 minutes, maybe. You already got what you wanted to get out of this situation. What do you want to do if you're Bro? Goals? Get 3 items. 3 item. You become like unstoppable at that point in time. You know, this is the goal. 3 items, because you need the shields, the healing everything, in order to survive the like Corki brand poke. So Why are we fighting this? Like, by 27 plus minutes, the Seraphine is online. And maybe the Corki's online too, but you know how you lose this game? By fucking running it down right now and fighting a fight you absolutely don't have to fight and committing resources to this.
And a dash away.
Because it's even worse. When you all die here, they get 6 Void Grubs as well, potentially, right? They get all 6 Void Grubs. Now, what you could have done...
Bro managed to get the first one before packages were on the table. This time, Chovy does have it.
So they know the TP's coming in. And you could just leave. You know, you're like, oh, we got TP. Morgan could just stay up here. Except there's actually 2 TPs here. Whoops.
Right into the fire by the looks of things. As Lahen's also doing the same.
Up, just gets a free hook. Oh my god.
Right into the fire by the looks of things. As Lahen's also doing the same move as.
And he gets the ult down across their entire team. I mean, Lahen's just owns them. And guess what happens when Canyon's ultimate just bounces everywhere? And the Moonlight Vigil. Oh my god, it's just a slaughter.
4 kills out of nowhere.
Absolutely crushed them. Lahen's with such a confident engage there. Manages to get the ult double knockup.
I think your second child took away your beautiful mouse writing. No, I'm just lazy.
Yeah.
I'll be better. I'll be better about my mouse writing.
Exactly what you were talking about before. You're like, kudos. You managed to get that one when the package wasn't available. Now you don't.
Dude, and you're fighting into package. Like, this might be the dumbest fight of all time, guys.
Match immediately is Keen in a dash away. Right into the fire by the looks of things. As Lahen's also doing the same move as he.
Oh my god. Look at this wombo combo. It's so disgusting. It's so disgusting.
Finds Karis with the knockups and everyone goes to the in a dash away. Right into the fire.
Because the crazy thing is Keen gets knockups here too.
He flashes in.
He gets a 3-man Q3.
He finds Karis with
and then he CCs them with W.
Goes to the sky. Way. Right into the fire by the looks of things. As Lahen's also doing the same move as he flashes in. He finds
oh, then Cassandra just rams into them. Chovy is just spraying E all over everybody, and then Moonlight Vigil. This is so disgusting, guys.
4 kills out of nowhere.
Absolutely crushed them. Lahen's with such a confident engage there. Manages to get the ult double knockup after the Q onto F.
It's crazy how GenG easily cooked up a counter into a champ. Yeah, the counter was mind control Brion into inting. It was going so well for Brion.
Like, kudos. You managed to get that one when the package
it's so dumb.
Available. Now you don't fight when it is.
And you know what? There's 2 big things to say. 1, it's second dragon, and 2, you don't even know if the soul's good.
It's true.
Like, it could have been a terrible soul. So now you see Lahen's Q on effort goes. So seeing that mechanic on display.
Wait, what?
Really, you see Lahen's Q on effort goes.
Oh, the broadcast just skips. That's unfortunate.
So
I would like to have seen this replay.
Again, really well played by Lahen's for the instant knockup, but they can't respond to it.
It's just very casually confident about the play as well.
But it's like, you know, they already had the package for Chovy.
Yeah.
Keen's TP actually came in slightly before Morgan's. So you know what was the right play? Just don't match.
Yeah,
just be like, hey, they
just fucking split with Morgan. Oh my god, I can't believe this. Guess what? Guess what is another result of that play? Now they get 6 grubs, guys.
When we have a really strong scaling composition and not give them 4 kills. That, I think, would have been a better play.
Yeah, I think them not all dying would have been better.
Yeah, generally speaking, dying in this scene is a bad thing in League of Legends.
Yeah, it could have been.
So instead of just giving up Drake, you give up 4 kills, give up farm, and give up 6 Void Grubs.
They'd be doing pretty solid, yeah.
I have a feeling that that's what they were hoping to achieve, but the realism not quite there, as stated earlier on. Still, not end of the world, although it's getting closer to that. With 3,000 gold, now the lead for GenG sort of exploding out of nowhere.
Well, it's the Corki, got the kills as well.
Yeah.
And I feel like
that is fucking such bad League of Legends, guys. I can't handle it. It's so disappointing because you're like, oh, yeah, Brion, you are doing everything that you should be doing. And then you just send it, man. That game's over.
targets flame. It's, you know, because the thing is, obviously, there's skill shots in Brand's kit and the W and the Q.
Look at that. Remember the time when Brion had a gold lead and an objective advantage?
Yeah.
You know, the other thing that's crazy is Bro could have just sent Morgan top, recalled, and taken grubs so that they each would have had 3.
Most part.
And then they would have just had a gold lead. I don't know, guys. I don't fucking know. Fire Brion into the sun for that. Can we just get a rocket and just fire them into the sun?
Maybe that's why the brand actually is the right choice here. Gideon did make Canyon look a little bit sillier earlier on. So maybe Gideon could be the answer here, but it's looking rough. Slahens picks up yet another snare, and looks like he just does not care about it. Has gone for the Randuin stuff.
Meanwhile, Chovy already has Malignance. He's going Malignance Muramana. It's almost done.
I mean, typically, don't see that much.
He's getting there.
In Graves builds. Obviously,
less than 100 stacks.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
He's going to be a 3-item Corki at like 22 minutes.
So much undodgeable damage. Like, you will just take all of that damage.
Auto, because you know your auto that roots does extra damage as well.
Yeah. Well, Canyon has found Envy here. He's going to flash to try and get himself out of the way, and now the brand ulti's going everywhere. But
whoops.
Paze is going to get swept up.
Has Science gone too far?
Yet,
no, it's fine. Never
and
mind.
There goes the Azir. Still, Bro are fighting back, and they're looking to try and escape. And now Morgan finds the backline. Chovy has to flash, and now Keen needs to play the defense. Gideon's fighting the Corki, and he'll win that one. As now Morgan is just life-stealing. Keen wants to find Gideon.
Wow. Shut down. All right, we did it. The counter throw is in, guys. The counter throw is in.
Oh my God. Really just max damage. And there have been games where you can like...
All right, so Brand walks up.
Probably not going to happen this one, but the all-in damage is really scary. So,
and if you hit your hook, that is so much undodgeable damage. Like, you will just...
Brand walks up, gets seen by literally everybody. Remember, Canyon is playing Brand, who, I don't know if you guys know this, is quite squishy. And so he just gets surrounded by 4 players because Azir is down here. I mean, he does stun, and he does get the ult off, flashes out. But Paze has to burn his cleanse on the Seraphine ult that just went through, and he takes a whole bunch of damage.
Well, Canyon has found Envy here. He's going to flash to try and get himself out of the way, and now the brand ulti's going everywhere. But
and Karis actually plays that well, flashes to follow.
And there goes the Azir. Still, Bro are fighting back, and they're looking to try and
escape. Canyon just casually sending this game for his team. Walking on all the wards.
Gideon's fighting the Corki, and he'll win that one. As now Morgan is just life-stealing. Keen wants to find Gideon, but he won't get Keen.
Why did Paze keep walking forward after cleanse? Well, he's trying to save his team and like deal damage. But there's a ward right here, so they should know that Azir is here. And Azir is really good. I mean, he basically baits out the flash and then flashes to follow. Karis plays that well.
The rockets aren't necessarily landing just yet, but that one will. And there goes the Azir. Still, Bro are fighting back, and they're looking to try and escape. And now Morgan finds the backline. Chovy has to flash, and now Keen needs to play the defense. Gideon's fighting the Corki, and he'll win that one. As now Morgan is just life-stealing. Keen wants to find Gideon, but he won't get there. And Morgan will find it.
You know,
huge shutdown for Morgan.
Maybe the world where they just
and now they are gifted another Drake, so, you know, Genji's never getting sold.
They do lose 2 members, but they
so now truly they're back on the scaling track.
And it ends up, I think the big thing for me is the shuffle that comes in.
Yeah, Karis plays. Karis is really the hero here. It's really just a good play for Karis to delay his flash until he sees Paze's flash to flash follow ult. It's really good.
It does follow, but the sacrifice is worth it, and Gideon and Morgan are just there to clean up the power of this Aatrox and this Graves doing so much work here.
Yeah, and
Mnemonics, thank you.
It's just the Morgan effect, right? It's not about the laning phase with this guy. He just sometimes will find...
I'm glad you're enjoying Bangers Only Time. It has been fun.
To his Camille, you know, carrying them through the regional gauntlet.
Pops his Renekton emote as well.
Oh, yeah. The shaky hands, they would be shaking after that. You just got yourself back into this game.
Man, imagine if they do it again.
Are there any players that have surprised you so far this year in LCK? I mean, I think both Lucid and Perfect have been good.
seeing life after that play at the Dragon, it honestly felt like that might just be things.
Call me.
But you can see the power in the
I think he had a pretty strong start. He got bopped by Showmaker yesterday, but
longer fights with that healing shielding, and Corki still is quite a bit away from his big power spike himself.
Yeah, not to mention the fact. Oh, okay, Corki in a little bit of trouble here as Gideon looking for Chovy, and where does he go? Well, I guess he just goes to Canyon, who's looking to try and shut this one down, but it does not work out as the bird comes in and swooshes away the Nautilus. Effort will take a little bit of damage here, but he's still piling it on as Lehens walks out of it. So he does have a dredge line for an escape eventually, and GenG will have to accept the 1-for-1.
Man, Gideon has just been ruthless this game, constantly looking.
Do you still watch all the matches amongst the lower teams in your own time? No. I mean, define. Like in every league? No, like I didn't watch Dignitas versus Immortals. Like I just don't care.
Yeah, but I think we can enjoy.
I'm not going to watch a bunch of basement tier LPL matches. Because I do the LCK show with Wolf, though, I do watch almost all the LCK games.
Canyon shows up to deal a ton of damage to Gideon, which just get a trade back kill.
And I have watched, you know, LCS games and LEC games as well off stream.
It only ends up being a 1-for-1, but this is a Bro who are still behind in gold, so them trading definitely pretty positive for them.
And I haven't seen very much shoot your ult backwards for the gap close from Graves. Often it's not worth it as far as, you know, losing damage, just because collateral damage does do a whole lot of work.
Yeah.
But if you only need a few extra autos, it can work out. So Gideon employed that one. Didn't work in the end, I guess, technically, because he did fall down. They were still able to get the kill onto Chovy regardless.
Yeah, I think it would have worked if it was a 1v1.
Yeah.
You know, Canyon kind of cheating by showing up.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Yeah, it really isn't.
In the gap when it comes to the gold as well here on the side of Bro. It is still just over 2,000, but when you have a look at all of those scaling elements like you were talking about, is extraordinary Baron damage.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. So Bro definitely have to be careful ensuring they can match the control. One thing I will say with Corki comps is even if they have good Baron setup, you kind of need your package to be synced with the Dragon because it's more absolute.
Yeah, true.
So Baron is actually a powerful tool.
Thank you.
Teams against Corki to try and force it and set up scenarios.
Olosaha Gaming. Thank you for tier 1 3 months in advance. I appreciate that. We got lots of streaming to do this year. You will get value, I promise you.
The max points into his ult. But a minute 15 away from the next Dragon. They won't have level 16, they won't have Eclipse for that. We do see the ult come out from Effort just to double check they're not doing the Baron. Definitely aware of how fast it can go down.
I actually really like that. Better to be safe than sorry. Dawning Shadow is an important tool, but the fact that it does give vision as well. If you give away a Baron, things can really fall out of hand, especially with the sieging power of this composition. We've mentioned it many times before. So Bro currently walking the tightrope and doing a decent job of it.
Do you pinky promise? Well, yeah. I mean, I'm just in Korea streaming a bunch of guys, doing talk shows. That's my life.
Really spiked them. That gold lead that they achieved from that has not gone anywhere. It is exactly the same.
But honestly,
are you going to enjoy R6 at SI? Yeah, I'll probably tune in for a little bit. I think Rainbow Six is really fun. I really enjoyed working on the Mexico City Major.
One thing with the package is you see Chovy using all of his rockets up. And then with the recoils, you get a full set of rockets again. So layering down the poke now is really important. That hits, it does burn the shield from Seraphine, but you need to start landing some more to follow up and try and get poke to stick.
Yeah, that was a bit closer. So Chovy going through a few of these, but GenG should be able to get over towards this Drake and take this down. Pays with some decent guns.
I think what's interesting about Rainbow Six is that they probably have the most evenly balanced professional scene across regions, as in it feels like all the regions are good, right? Like all the regions could win. So you have very good parity between like Asia, South America, North America, and Europe.
Do have positional advantage, but I just don't know whether they will be able to actually secure it in time. They've got decent Baron damage themselves, but this Drake goes down very, very quickly.
And enough in the area. It's a smart decision not to necessarily opt in the Dragon. Something I criticized them for before, but you have two in the pocket.
All right, Hook going to connect once again. There's the knock up onto Envy. They just get rid of the center package delivered to Gideon as well as Chovy wants it.
For before, but you have two in the pocket.
All right, Hook going to connect once again. There's the knock up onto Envy. They just get rid of the center package delivered to Gideon as well.
Something I criticized them
Effort
for,
just
before,
trolling.
Two in the pocket.
Hook going to connect once again. There's the knock up onto Envy. They just get rid of the center package. Delivered to Gideon as well as Chovy wants his revenge. The rockets not going to quite land, and the fight is continuing on the other front. Keen over the wall. Not going to go too deep. GenG, eyes on the Baron.
All you had to do was give up the turret.
But you have to
All you had to do was give up the turret, Brion.
Drake goes down very, very quickly.
And
Enough in the area.
It's a smart decision not to necessarily opt in the Dragon. Something I criticize them for, but you have to.
Instead, you lose Baron.
Oh. Right. Hook going to connect once again. There's the knock up onto Envy. They just get rid of the center package. Delivered to Gideon.
Why doesn't Envy ult?
Wants his revenge. The rockets not going to quite land, and the fight is continuing on the.
I have questions about this.
Very, very quickly. Enough in the area.
It's a smart decision not to necessarily opt in the Dragon. Something I criticize them for.
So,
but you have
Karus and Envy both have ults.
two in the pocket.
Like, why don't we ult?
There's the knock up onto Envy. They just get rid of the center package. Delivered to Gideon as well as Chovy wants his revenge. The rockets not going to quite land, and the fight is continuing on the other front. Keen over the wall.
What is Envy saving his ult for?
To go too deep. GenG, eyes on the Baron, and that could just be theirs without a contest. Because without Morgan and Gideon, and without effort as
like they're diving the turret, and you don't use a Zir ult to peel? Would they have made a difference? Yes. I mean, it'll extend over to Chovy, and then you can come in from the flank here, and maybe he can kill. Like, it's a good package from Chovy to zone out Gideon. Like, that's very well played. But before that happens, you know, you have to be able to stop this from going down, even if you ult this direction, right? Or you're saving the Azir, you ult them out with the Azir ult, like you step up.
Once again, there's the knock up onto Envy. They just get rid of the center package. Delivered to Gideon as well as Chovy wants his.
It's a really good play by Chovy, however.
Not going to quite land, and the fight is continuing on the other front. Keen over the wall. Not going to go too.
I mean, I think you have to ult there. Like, what's your choice? You just let them dive you for free, kill you, and then they take Baron, and like they. I mean, it's sure effort shouldn't have gotten hooked there, but like. They're playing into you. Is there going to be a better scenario for you to come back into this game?
I'm glad we got it in there, though. Yeah. You know, we had to take that moment.
We had to really layer it on when we had the opportunity. Well, is that we have 4 out of position. You know, the tower is getting threatened. It's low. You play here. And F is just kind of out of position. You know, the tower is getting threatened. It's low. You need to back away. He goes down, and then very quickly, we see Gideon just completely chunked out to the side. Needs to respect the power of this Corki.
Yeah, and Morgan got evacuated by Keen as well, who just went all out, pulled him into the Raptor Thunder.
It's not quite as extreme as 5%
off camera.
Yeah, you can't censor this, please.
Yeah. Envy thankfully avoids that one, so we're able to keep it on screen for you guys. If the screen goes black, that means Chovy's just doing way too much damage, and we can't show it. It just wouldn't be fair. As Gideon thinking about a little bit of a flank angle here, as effort. He's got his rook.
So I did check. It went from, it was 45% at 11 and 75% at 16. It's the same at 16, but it's now 50. When it's threatening, you can see the whole team.
Moment. That's 4.
Feels like. And,
yeah.
And it's on people.
And you can see Chovy do about. Well, so G will be out.
Oh, but it's just like
you're saying. Yeah, this is the problem. Is that Corki went from a poke mage 80 carry thing to a burst mage 80 carry.
They did a decent
combo.
Pretty slow, but they're just trying to pace this out, make sure they can win. No more throws from GenG.
You know, because like you say, it's not. Hello. What? Say it's not. Get a pass this time. You know.
Very balanced, guys.
Because like you say, it's not.
So he gets autoed by Pays, but also he gets hit by 1 rocket.
I think you get a pass this time.
Poor effort.
Because like you say, it's
It's literally one frame, guys. It's like 1,500 damage. Was that even a big rocket? Why, no, Andrew, it was not. You can tell because he still got 2 loaded, right? How do you move between frames? You pause it on YouTube and press comma and period.
Hello? What? What?
To be fair, he did get hit by Pays at the same time, so it wasn't just one rocket.
For this magic trick,
I'll make your screen gray.
oh man.
What does that much? Well, my friends, this build of Corki does that much. So it was probably some combination of First Strike, Malignance, Eclipse. So Eclipse, as Naimira pointed out on Twitter yesterday, Eclipse requires 2 hits to proc, right? However, one of those hits is Rocket. And the other hit is the item, Malignance. So it procs Eclipse, and Malignance counts as an Eclipse hit. Yeah, they probably need to change this. He also has, you know, Magic Pen and First Strike. So, yep. Corki's mega broken. Corki's mega broken. That's why everybody's playing it.
He's looking to get out of there. He's going to be able to do... Pays does a fair bit of damage as well, PS. In goes the Corki. Morgan is one of the tankiest members of the team and loses...
I mean, there are other champions that might be able to abuse this tech, like Kog'Maw.
He can frontline for days. The rest of Bro, though, do manage
Kog'Maw
to
R.
their wounds. And if that had hit Envy before, he's just dead.
I just find it absurd that Chovy can just use package into melee range off an Aatrox. And just be
Malignance doesn't work with Jace. Because no ult.
It really is. They are really far ahead, shit.
Yeah.
Corki feels so absurd.
Malignance works on...
This part of the game.
Malignance works on R.
He does have a 2-item advantage over Morgan, who doesn't have... Oh, he does have a Hex Drinker, so there is a bit of magic resistance.
We are trying to justify it.
Yeah, but there is no justification, really.
No,
it's too...
Is Cog really playable with this map? Oh, new buff Karma can do this? All right, that makes sense, too.
So much damage that you're just getting more gold.
And add insult to injury, Pays is also there, being a complete menace.
Yeah.
Yeah, empowered Qs with Karma would be probably pretty gross.
But it just adds to the pain that Bro are going through here in this particular game, because they haven't had to really address the Pays problem because they've been too busy dealing with what's right in front of them.
Yeah, and the thing is, too, is that...
really address the Pays problem because they've been too busy dealing with...
Because of the way Eclipse works, it does percent HP damage, so it even works against tanks. It even chunks the tanks.
Shadow going to be avoided there for the moment. Envy, though, he's just taking... Oh my god, the damage! Empress Divide hits 3 from the grave, and Chovy's now flashing in. He misses that one, but he definitely hits... Oh my god, it's just... God, the damage! Empress Divide hits 3
so
from
broken.
The grave, and Chovy's now flashing in. He misses that one, but he definitely hits... Oh my god, it's just end the game! It's cruel! It's unusual, and GenG will take down the Nexus here in game number 1. And bro, please ban Corki in the next game. I can't